Alright guys, how you doing? In today's video we're gonna trade the markets live once more. The market's about to open up in 23 seconds. We had a situation down here where the news came out, so that is where all this previous liquidity got swept, so you gotta be a bit cautious today. The market might absolutely explode to the upside because there was a lot of liquidity down here which was just being swept entirely. However, we also got to check for now what's going on inside the Bookmap. We can see here that is Bookmap, and we have some liquidity here at the 400s. So in case we get there, I think there's no liquidity above, so 400s right there. Also previous high volume node, so that's a pretty good level of entry. Once we see some selling coming in, and then we can potentially get stopped in once we get there. We got to see what's going on. Let's see if we can go there. That would be a level of rejection for now. Previous high volume node from the other day, and now obviously a lot of liquidity there. So at first you want to see the market go there, and then you want to see sellers in control. So this is exactly what you'd like to see, but I just want to see it a bit above this price level here, more towards the 400s. Overall, if we can now go back into this previous low volume area, we can scalp it quite well. Overall, the day has been bullish, but now we are more in like a D profile. As you can see, we are rejecting, at least the candle is rejecting quite hard off of this high up here. So for now, we got to see what's going on. Sellers are definitely in control, and you can hopefully get stopped in once we go back into this higher volume area up here, or down here, I'm sorry. So that's where you potentially want to get stopped in. And then obviously you got to see what the market gives you here. For now, we had a small absorption there, so that is exactly what you'd like to see. Perfect. We're nearing the 400s. Very close, very close. Now you want to see that sellers are in control. We had this liquidity here being grabbed. Now sellers are definitely in control. Took the market down. Lots of buying coming in. Yet, okay, market is going up, so it's even right now. We had this liquidity down here now. So we got to see what the market gives us at that specific price level. New liquidity coming in here. Right now, the auction quality here isn't too bad, so that is not a level where I would like to enter right now. This is worse auction quality, which is obviously good for us. Auction speed is still quite high. Sellers are definitely in control. I'm going short. And then obviously the stop is here. I'll put it above this liquidity obviously, but I'll also put it a bit further above since we are, this is already moving. We can see potential resistance here at the 74s, and quick scalp. Secure some of my profits to break even, kind of. Now we had this resistance right here at the 74s. So the market might come back, and we are out for a break-even trade. All right. And now the question is, what do we do here at the 74s? So I should have placed my take profit at the 75s. Then I would have been out for a very nice profit. Now it's a small profit, couple $100, but that's totally fine. We see some liquidity coming in down here, which is a beautiful sign. Buyers here don't have any more control. We see lots of buying coming in, yet the market isn't going up. When a little bit of selling coming in, when a little bit of selling is coming in, the market is absolutely going down. We only have this level of absorption right now that we have to be worried about a little bit. And that is a potential re-entry here. And now obviously 75s as my take profit, and 05s as my stop loss. So 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. We are pretty much in the green already, and now I'm gonna move this to break even once more because we don't want to lose any money. The market needs to absolutely take out this low right here. We have a bunch of liquidity at the 65, so I'm going to trail this as much as I can. Once we get to about $1,000 in profit, I'm going to trail this quite aggressively. For now, we got to see what's going on. So now we just wait and wait and wait to see if the market can go a bit further. We seem to be a little bit rejecting off of these lows right here. We can see a small trend line. Once we can break this low here, I'm still very bullish on my trade, at least on my idea. Overall, lots of liquidity here. So we do need to see this being swept. That's exactly what you'd like to see. So now we got to see and wait what happens. Like I told you guys, 75s is the level of previous rejection here. So we got to see how the market reacts there. So far it looks pretty good for us. All right, the market is moving, the market is moving. I'm going to secure $1,000. And we are most likely still in the trade. And still in. And we're out. All right. Two quick scalps here at the top. Picture perfect. That's about 1.5 or something in profit, 1.3 in about 6 minutes. So a solid way to start the trading day. Now the market is absolutely setting off, so I just got stopped out a bit unlucky here. Now you can expect a move at least to the 50s, hopefully, because the market is definitely selling off. However, very bad auction quality, guys. So you got to keep that in mind. The market might pull back. Yep, that's exactly what I predicted. Here we have this previous high volume node at the 50s. So liquidity and high volume node right here. And also some pretty bad auction quality, one by auction. Now you do want to see that buyers are stepping in and pushing the market higher with ease for a quick reversal. If that doesn't happen, then you obviously want to get out. But this move has a potential to come back to roughly this area. So the 66s or the 70s. We can see the market's obviously coming back quite a bit right now. So this would have been a nice entry here at the 44s. Guys, what is at the 44s roughly? Volume point of control, right? We have it at the 46, 47s. So that is obviously a level where you could have entered for this very obvious trade. Why was it obvious? Well, guys, high volume node, level of rejection. Then you see bad auction quality. All of this liquidity being grabbed, meaning the market is exhausting at some point. And once we went to this level of interest here, the 44s, 45s, we went a bit lower to roughly this high volume node right here. Then the market turned around with ease, and you could have scalped this. You can scalp this once you see buying coming in and buying being in control. So you see, for example, just compare these bubbles, right? These bubbles here, aggressive selling, doesn't have much impact on the market anymore. The market sold off with bad auction quality once more. We saw just a little bit of buying coming in once and twice, and the market absolutely took off. So once we break this or this high here, you can get in and obviously scalp this to roughly the 70s. That will be your first initial goal. We actually turn around here at the 64s. So I just mentioned this large order liquidity. That is where you got to be cautious. And now we see what the market does. We come back to this level of interest, obviously. We had some absorption here. Buyers are still in control, as you can see. Buyers are pushing up the market easy, like with absolute ease. And selling doesn't have much effect here right now. Would I get in here? No, not necessarily, because we do have a little bit of liquidity at least here below. We have a bunch of liquidity still above, so the market is likely going to go there at some point. Let's check liquidity down below, just this one here. So this might get grabbed as well. And then we got to see how the market reacts at that level. So for now, the market broke through this level of liquidity. Where's the market going to go next? Look guys, 29s, there's a level of interest for quick scalp. So right there where we are, you can check what's the market doing. Suddenly liquidity coming in, you can scalp this really, really quick. Where's your exit? Right here, right? You get in the 29s, you get out at the 39s. 40 tick, just like that. That was about a 5-second trade, okay? And you could have predicted this easily. Why? Previous high volume node, that's a volume point of control of yesterday's day. We went there with what, guys? We went there obviously with very bad auction quality. We grabbed all of this liquidity, meaning the market is at some point a bit more exhausted. It cannot go there with a lot of speed anymore. And then you just scalp this, boop, boop, in and out. And you obviously go out at the nearest level of high liquidity. That is your first exit, right? So those were 1 and 2 very quick trades already next to the ones that I just showed you. I'm obviously done for the day, but I just want to stick with you guys a little bit more so you can actually read what's going on in the market. And now the market might be able to do a quick pullback. I don't know, could happen. Anything can happen in these high volume nodes. Overall, you can see obviously we have this range right now. So opening here and right here is the recent low of the day, at least ever since the market opened up for the New York session. Actually, that is a high here. Sorry, not this one. So we have this range. But right now the market is obviously selling off quite aggressively. The only question is, can it turn around and go back up where there's quite a bit of liquidity? Obviously here at that level at the 400s, and I do believe the market wants to go there at some point again, but we don't have enough power right now, at least it seems so. We don't have enough power to go all that way. So we might go a little bit lower to these levels where there's some more liquidity. You can see this, some liquidity came in at the 06s, which is right here. So that is obviously a low volume area. And then the market might turn around a little bit more. We can check what the ES is doing ever since the market opened up. So 930s right here. Right now the ES is also trading kind of in this range back and forth. And that is also a good thing. We can double check everything here, what we see in the ES. Yesterday I traded some correlation trades. You can check that out as well. Was actually kind of interesting to see how you can do that as well. So once you see something in the ES that is interesting, you can trade pretty much the same idea in the NASDAQ, because these markets correlate. And the NASDAQ usually follows the ES. So let me load some more data. But for now, this looks like a pretty big absorption up here. Liquidity above, obviously, no real liquidity below right now. So we had this absorption here somewhere in the middle, so the market could go down a bit further even for the NASDAQ. You see this, right? All this buying, it had no effect. Selling came in and boop, it had an effect. So that's obviously nice. That's what you'd like to see at this high as well. So beautiful. And now the only question is, where can the NASDAQ take us? I told you guys at the 06s. That is a level of interest down here. And then we can double check everything. Obviously here, previous kind of at least high volume node. So beautiful. And we can double check everything here. You see this massive rejection level here. Obviously we had a massive rejection at this level, but this is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. But for now, you gotta just wait and see and keep your hands off of the keyboard in situations like these, where there's no clear advantage either to the upside or the downside. We obviously had this absorption here in the ES, so I do believe the market might sell off a bit more. We have very nice price action here to the downside as well when it comes to the NASDAQ, so you don't want to go against that as well. Overall here, like I told you guys, roughly 06, 07s, that is the level of interest for the NASDAQ. We do need to see a change in market structure here and quite a few other things in order to place a trade or to have a high conviction trade. I'm obviously done already, but I'm just going to comment this for you guys so you can think out loud. You know, you can predict the market while watching this with me commenting on everything. And maybe you can already see what's going on. Maybe you don't. We'll see. Just look at this, guys. Look at this and think. What do you see right now? What do you see? What has changed right now? And what has changed now again? What has changed? Watch everything that you can. Everything. And then there's one more change that just came in right now. And you need to be able to see these changes in real time to obviously predict the markets in real time and make a profit of them. Okay. So right now, obviously, as you can see, we had this very nice trend to the downside. It's just lower lows and lower highs. We are always exhausting here at these highs, and at these lows we are quite aggressive, right? And that trend continued. So quite exhausted at these highs, I'm sorry. And what do we do now? We sell off aggressively. With what? Guys, bad auction quality. Bad auction quality. Where do we go to? I told you guys, that is the level of interest right here. 06, 07s, and now look at the liquidity at the 900s as well, one more time. But once you see this right here, we go to the recent low with very bad auction quality. There's a very high probability that the market will go back to the level where the bad auction quality started. And this is exactly what just happened. Now, is that an A+ setup? No, not really, because you will be trading against the trend, all right? And now if we see these highs being broken, that would be a typical market manipulation. So we don't have enough power right now to go below these lows and to grab this liquidity. Where can we get some more power to break these lows? Obviously above these highs here, okay? So that is where the market might want to go to. In order to double check everything, like I mentioned, we use the ES. Right now, obviously, you got to be a bit cautious comparing this to this because this is pre-market open. This is after the market has opened. But now, guys, look at this. Look at this. The market is just shooting up aggressively. And what do you see? Guys, what do you see? And where's the market going to turn around? Guys, just look at this and think, where's the market going to turn around? Because it was more than obvious right now. More than obvious. I told you guys the market needed more power to at some point break these lows. Where can I get this power? Very easy, guys. Very easy. Previous levels of liquidity. Where did the market turn around slightly from? Boop once and potentially now twice. All right. How do we go there? Bad auction quality. Interesting. Is that difficult to predict? No, not really. Not really. And what do we see now? We now see that this buying here is not being rewarded, right? Right? It's not. Do we see the selling being rewarded? Kind of. Not all the way yet. However, every time there's selling coming in, we see a push down. Until this level at least. So now you got to see and react. What is going on at this level right now? Is buying still being rewarded? How do we go there now? What's happening here? What is happening here, guys? How do we get to this high right now? With good or with bad auction quality? How's the speed? Right now, the speed is too high. So should you enter a reversal trade right now? No, because the speed is way too strong, right? Buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. There's so many transactions happening at this place, so you don't get in. But there was a key distinction now while we were talking. You can see this. The market exhausted a little bit, right? The market exhausted. Where did it exhaust? Previous levels of liquidity, guys. So that is a key difference now in the market structure. Would I get in? Potentially with a small position, but only with a very small position because we are still in a very, very strong uptrend. One-way auction, you got to be so careful. We do have some liquidity above and very little down below, so that it is very dangerous, right? And you do want to see and wait for some further confirmations. And if you don't get them, just stay out, okay? Just stay out for now. Right, guys? You see all of this exhaustion here? this is picture perfect overall though. Just so you guys know, we are here at this level, so previous high volume node. The ES just went to the high of the day, and we can now double check what the ES is doing. Does this, guys, does this look like a breakout to you? I don't think so. And if you've been watching my videos, you know why. This doesn't look like a breakout to me. And if you just do like, there you go, there you have the answer. If you were just looking at the ES and you know this doesn't look like a breakout, then what does it mean? It means a reversal is about to happen. Where? Both in the ES and also in the NASDAQ. And look what happened to the NASDAQ. Look where the NASDAQ turned around to. From what level did the NASDAQ turn around from? And I predicted this once this move here started. Right here. That's how trading can be. Trading doesn't have to be difficult once you understand what you're doing. So I'm going to call it a day now. I'm going to eat some very delicious food. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's session once more. Bye-bye.